All right, you guys, I'm about to do some upgrades to my CyberPower PC that I bought at Best Buy. This was like the all-in-one, pre-built, ready to go out of the box rig that was $13.49. Check out my channel for, plenty of I did the unboxing. I did like my long-term review, not long-term, but, after having it for a few weeks and doing a lot of gaming and stuff on it, my thoughts. So definitely check my channel out if you want to see that. But here, I'm actually going to start upgrading it finally. So I got mine down here. And if you guys are checking this computer out, you already know what it looks like. But I wanted to make a video, of showing one last bit of it, completely stock. I'll do one with my light on so you guys can kind of see some more detail maybe. It's actually a good looking motherboard too. A lot of people knock the motherboard, but I actually like it. Like, I have no complaints about it. I thought that was gonna be one of the first things I upgraded because people just said, oh, it's really cheap. You can spend 80 bucks and get something way better. But I have no issues with it. It's got a NVMe slot, 4 slots for RAM, plenty of fan headers. You've got both of the this board does control RGB LED lights, so you've got 3 and 4 pin options, which is really cool. So pretty much any fan you buy or any RGB accessory will plug right into this board. But I do want to mention these fans are actually just controlled by a standalone controller. And from the factory, you've only got, essentially in my eyes, I really call it 2 fans because these are the only 2 that are just open. And these are exhaust fans, so these are blowing air out of the case. Right here you have 2 more fans between your radiator, and it's like a push-pull setup. One's pushing in and one is blowing out. But these are all set up to be exhaust. So these fans are blowing out, and this fan is blowing out. So your radiator is not getting cool air coming in. Your radiator is actually taking the hot air in the case and blowing it across the radiator. So that is a terrible, terrible design. At bare minimum, you would want to flip that around so you're sucking cold air from outside in. And when I say cold air, I'm talking, ambient temps. You don't want that hot case air responsible for cooling that radiator down. So right off the bat, if you are not upgrading anything, I would definitely do that. So what I am upgrading is my storage and my cooling. So from the factory, this computer comes with a 240 gigabyte solid state drive and a 2 terabyte hard drive. Pretty common configuration, all those sizes do vary. 2 terabyte is a really common hard drive size, just, that's where you put your games or your videos, all your big stuff. And then the solid state is for your operating system, your small program files, stuff like that. And it's a good setup, this computer boots in about maybe 15 seconds from the time you press the power button to being, on the home desktop ready to go, which is not bad at all. I have no complaints with that. I know in today's standard it is possible to be a lot faster, but that's irrelevant to me because I 90% of the time just put the computer in sleep mode anyways, so that doesn't even bother me. Today's technology, there's the NVMe drive, which is what I pointed to in here. There's a little slot. All I can tell you that it is way faster. Comparing an SSD to the NVMe, there's not a drastic difference, but in a lot of builds, you will notice a big improvement going from SSD to NVMe. And again, there are variables. Some people have a solid state, SSD that is basically just as fast as the NVMe. And that's perfectly fine. Don't upgrade. You don't need to. But with this build, the solid state is a Western Digital Green, which is their, lowest of the low. It's a name brand, but it's their, cheapest option. Because I'm going from the hard drive, which is a 5400 RPM. I don't know the brand because I haven't pulled it out yet, but I know it is ungodly slow. When I transfer something from my SSD to the hard drive, I was lucky to hit about 20 megabytes a second. It took an hour to copy and paste a game that was like, I want to say 40 gigabytes, maybe 50 gigabytes. So it's definitely slow. Right out of the box, this thing is a beast. I just want to do some upgrades to make it even cooler and even faster, you know what I mean? So I don't want to make it, I don't want to dog on it. I'm just saying, you know, the storage in this computer is pretty low. I mean, slow, speed-wise is pretty slow. So I don't like having 2 drives. I don't like having to select the drive for every time I download something where I want to put it. And then like, hey, did I put this on this drive or is it on this drive? I'm actually still waiting on my package, but as soon as it gets here, I'm going to disassemble this and get to work. But I am still waiting on UPS. Well, it's not UPS, it's the Amazon delivery. So, when I'm filming for my other channel, doing kind of like a how-to, you know, like a little upgrade video. But when I order stuff on Amazon and it's shipped by Amazon, it goes up to Brownstown, Michigan, or sometimes like Romulus or something, which is decent hike north. I mean, it's about 45 minutes. And then it comes down here. It goes up there and then gets sorted. And then it goes out for delivery and it comes here. And usually when Amazon ships stuff, the deliveries are kind of late. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. I've had stuff show up at like 8, 9 o'clock at night before, which is crazy. Kind of what I'm expecting today, but it is what it is. I'm excited because I'm getting the stuff early. It wasn't even supposed to be here till tomorrow. And the wires weren't supposed to be here till May. But so all that stuff was up there and it didn't say out for delivery until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm thinking it's going to get here really late. Shout out to my clock people. It's still dead. We bought batteries though. Baby steps. We bought the batteries, but it's still dead. And the other night the power went out when I was playing games. Shelby had went to bed and I was playing like Call of Duty with Caroline and Caleb and them. And our power went out. And I still haven't reset those clocks. So I have no idea what time it is like usual. It's something around 3:30 or 4 o'clock, give or take. Got the computer torn apart. You know, it's pretty bare. I'm actually upset. So one thing I pointed out in my other video that I'm making for my other channel, I thought it had 4 of these fans. It's only got 3 of them because this fan is completely different. But this one you couldn't see. It's, you know, hidden back here like this. But I mean, I guess it was ideal because, you know, you're not going to see the halo through here. You're just going to see the fan, so it's really no big deal. But, yeah, so it already has 2 different style of fans. I'm going to go ahead and put those 3 with the halo on the front here. And then I'm going to do my other ones, my 5 that are coming in, 3 up top, and then 2 here. So there's going to be a lot of airflow in this case. My temperatures should drastically drop. And these, I've got purple wires coming for because purple's like my favorite color. So they call these like ketchup and mustard wires for obvious reasons. They just kind of have that color scheme. And it'll look a lot better. My NVMe drive goes in this little slot right there. Right there. And then it screws in right there. Got an RGB cooler coming for that too. So pretty excited. It's going to be pretty sweet. Can't wait. But now is the waiting game. What can you do? The Amazon truck is here. Is it weird I always wait for him to leave? There he goes.
6.5 hours later.
This sucks. Oh shoot, we're almost dropping stuff. Stopping for a minute, take a break, charge my battery. This doesn't actually look as bad as it did, but my God, RGB stuff makes it so much more complicated. So here we are so far. Look at that purple. God, you guys, it looks so much better with that purple cable. And I got them nice and straight. I gotta work on these ones a little bit, but so I moved my intercooler. I moved my radiator to the front. I watched a lot of testing videos online, and front seems to be a really solid way to go, especially with having these 3 exhaust fans up here. So all the hot air that's coming in from this is likely to get sucked right out by this without even affecting the GPU. I got an exhaust fan in the back as well to basically, you know, suck any residual heat that comes around here. And then that is also an exhaust fan down there because of, you know, the hot graphics card. I wish I could have put a fan in this area. That would be nice. Case makers, listen up. That would be cool to have an option for a fan somehow down here, even if they were a couple small ones. But I got the 3 stock fans there. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the new fans. These little cable combs, those white parts between the purple cables, those actually are RGB. They light up, so I'm really anxious. Unfortunately, it only came with the 4-prong ones, and this side uses 3 prongs, so I couldn't, unfortunately, really use it over here. It would have been cool if they came with like 7 prongs, so I could just do 1 even cable, but oh well, it is what it is. Got the RAM installed. I had that, but yeah, so that's where I'm at now. I'm honestly kind of over this, to be honest with you. I did way too much at one time. I should have did like small upgrades, but truthfully, in the long run, it would have been more work to do one at a time. You guys, this looks so awesome. My other camera died, so I'm taking a break. Got to charge the battery. I actually need to order some, and I need to order a like a hardwired plug. I'm so excited too. I just did it on this camera, so I will put that footage in here. So when you're working with these LEDs that change color, like there's ones that are solid colors, like it'll go red and then blue and then green. That's RGB. Addressable RGB is like what you're seeing with this, like where it can do like one strip or one fan can be multiple colors at the same time, and it can, you know, like scroll through the colors and do like any kind of crazy stuff. That's addressable RGB. So what that is it's digital. It takes a signal from like a controller and it, you know, converts it, and each LED knows what to do. When you buy something that has that RGB function or that addressable RGB function, there's usually 5 volt and 12 volt variants. Like ones you buy for your car usually run off 12 volts. And then a lot of stuff for like computers run off 5 volts. Like all these RGB LEDs are all 5 volts. They do make 12 because the power supply outputs both 5 and 12 volts. So either one works in here. But the most common one is 5 volts. And so each LED, like all you need is theoretically 5 volts power and then a ground, and it'll light up. But because they're digital and addressable, they need to know what to do. So you have a controller or a hub that tells it what to do. Like, you know, everything's solid red or solid green, or, you know, do like a pink, you know, kind of halo rotation. That is what the hub does. So I was really excited to find out that the hub for these wire combs and these additional fans that I added all can be communicate with and be controlled by the stock one. Not that it's better than the other ones, it's actually really generic, but just the ease of functionality where I have the stock button up here where I can, you know, change the colors and stuff and have everything be the same versus have these fans, you know, be, you know, circling rainbow, and then these ones are like lit up pink, and then these are doing something else. I like everything to kind of be in sync. It looks really cool, especially when you have, you know, like I got the fans up front, I got this fan, I got the fans up top and back, the water cooler here, these wire combs up here, all these, like now that I have all this going on, it looks even cooler to have it all in sync. Plus I got the NVMe drive in, so that's going to give me another light down here. I'm actually working on that right now. I am so... It's getting dusty in here. I am so excited. Like I'm not going to lie to you, I've been building this for so long. It's like probably close to 10 o'clock now if I had to guess. And UPS got here, well, Amazon showed up around 5:30 or 6 maybe. And I've been working on this since, and I just powered it up one time to test some stuff. And you guys, it is amazing looking. I'll put the footage in from my camera, I think, but... Oh God, here we go. Whoops. Uh-oh, I got some stuff rubbing. Okay, simple fix. Holy crap, you guys, this looks so cool. Holy crap, this looks so sweet. Okay, so everything's got power except for this. Let me test this real quick. So, it is... Ground is by itself, so that's going to be the far pin. And voltage is on the outside. Okay, cool, so we got 5 volts. This wants to see 5 volts, so theoretically this should work. Oh, you guys, check that out. Look at the heat sink. Let me turn this light off right here. Holy crap, you guys, this thing is oh, it's beautiful. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta spin this around, you guys. This is gorgeous. Hopefully nothing shorts out here. Holy crap. Check out those wire combs, you guys. Those are sweet. Let me turn some more lights off. Dude, this is so cool. It kind of makes me sad because the camera is so washed out. It does it no justice. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I sound like a little kid, but... Okay, so we can do red with the combs, green, blue. Different patterns. That must be like the breathing or something. Okay, this... Oh, that's so cool. You guys, I'm gonna have to buy more of these because I want these to match, and I want a couple more of these bigger ones. Oh my goodness. And then these stock fans, these are not the stock fans, but the new fans. Those look amazing. I'm so happy I went with those over just finding new stock ones. Now, I am curious about this little heat sink here. Okay. So, this heat sink is controlled with the stock fans and the stock bulb. So let me turn this other stuff off. On, off. Okay, there we go. So this heat sink is controlled with the other stuff that's on right now. Oh, that is cool. It matches. So you got red, like the breathing feature. Green. Now this is a lot brighter, I'm not gonna lie. But that's no big deal for me. I mean, the brighter the better, to be honest with you. I like that. This is gonna light up on top of my graphics card because it's gonna be right above it. So that'll actually be pretty cool. So I am so stoked that this actually matches. That is so cool. I've never really messed with like customizing these addressable LEDs. So then you just got your solid colors. Blue, white, everything looks good. The white is a little bit more vivid than the other ones, but color-wise, like everything matches pretty much to a T. And then you got just like the rainbow solid, and then of course the color flow. You guys, I'm super excited again. Like, I was kind of losing interest, not losing interest, but just kind of losing momentum in the build, but I want to get this done now. This is amazing. So, I don't... Oh, see, there they go, slowing down. This thing lights up too. It's not plugged in right now. Well, I don't know what the fans are doing. I'm gonna go ahead and power down. Yeah, like I think it was in like some kind of boot loop or something. Something might not be connected all the way right now. But yeah, so now I've got all these fans. I've got everything in sync with each other. I've got the drive installed. I've got the cables installed. I got to work on these a little bit. I want them to be, you know, nice and straight. But super, super happy with how this is coming out. And this purple looks so good. Like, purple is like one of my favorite colors, purple and blue. And the white, black, and purple just looks so cool together. It looks so good. So much better than that, like, yellow and black and red and orange and green. So, hopefully you guys are, hopefully you guys like it, I guess is what I mean. I will be back. Time to get... I still gotta put the glass back on, and I still gotta put the front cover back on, but it still looks sweet. So here's the rainbow. Here's like that darker one. And it's so cool how everything matches, like and like the lighter colors. Then that breathing one where it just kind of like breeze through all the different colors. Then another different one. Then obviously just solid colors. This pink is cool with all this white. I'm not even gonna lie. And these wire things are my literal favorite parts. Camera doesn't know justice like how cool these things are. I need to order some more. So far it's running really cool too, but again, I'm not really trying to do anything, so that's kind of expected. So if you guys like what you saw, peep it right there. This is like after now. That was just kind of like a behind the scenes / vlog kind of while I was building the computer. With my other camera, at the same time I was doing that, I was actually recording all of the upgrades and, you know, step by step what was going on. So there will be a much longer video on my other channel, Brian's Garage, which I will link below, and if I remember I'll put it up here. I always forget though, whatever side it is. So I will definitely link it below. It might not be ready by the time this is posted, but it should be. So if you watch this and the link is not below, come back and I don't know, hopefully really soon the link will be below. But the computer turned out awesome. The performance is night and day. Like, it was amazing before, but it blows it blows the old performance out of the water with, you know, the few things I did. So I will definitely talk about all that and show in much more detail the long, angry process of upgrading that stuff. So do appreciate you guys watching. Hope everyone's staying safe out there, and I'll see you next time.